if this is true, why would you put this info out? I mean, if Trump is saving the best for last, won't that blow Trump's plan? No. Because both sides, his side and the other side, they both know it's a game being played. So many of these globalists just want to get into spots and try to stall Trump's administration. So, like, let's start here. The Department of Government Efficiency. It's nothing more than a blue ribbon committee. Does anybody know what Trump said when he was in office before or has posted about blue ribbon committees? They're a waste of time. They're a waste of time, and they're meant as it's fluff to put it out there that they're going to go do all this stuff. Trump already knows what. You think Trump doesn't know what he's going to gut? And it's not going to be the things that hurt the everyday Americans. It's going to be the things that hurt the globalists. But the globalists have surrounded Trump. And you may think, well, why is Trump putting them in his administration? We don't. First of all, nobody's in, and the government efficiency team isn't a part of the government. It's a blue ribbon committee. They can do other press conferences with the people in the House and the Congress and whoever else they want to, and carry on about all these things they're going to do. Trump's like, yeah, just let them do what they're going to do. Trump already knows what he's going to do. They want to stall his 4 years and keep their hands on the levers of control so that they can move forward with the globalist agenda. So here's an example of why people, if you just think about this, the mainstream media was going to fall, okay? Trump started out the gate saying fake news, right? So eventually, years later, that gets to people and they don't trust the mainstream media. So already there was the lineup of podcasts that were coming forth to keep you in the box of control, to be your new mainstream media. And that's what podcasts are now. Is they are, especially your ones that have millions and millions of people that follow them, because those podcasters started out by telling you about globalists and telling you many truths to, just like any predator, to pull you in. But when they exposed themselves, they did it when with their praise for Musk and RFK, most especially Musk. So even though those podcasters talked about globalism, why didn't they tell you about how Elon Musk is tied to globalism? It's tied to the tech, all of that stuff. RFK Jr., too. He's a radical environmentalist, globalist. The Kennedy family has always been, they're the far left. So you may think, well, then Trump's a globalist because he's putting these people in. No, it's about strategy and optics. I think he knows what he's going to do, and I think that side, I think they're shaky because they want to keep Trump close to them and make him think that he's not going to believe them. It's important to go to Trump Archives tweets, and you can put in a word and it'll pull up any post that has that word. If you ever are curious to know what Trump thinks about something. The fact is that either Trump lied to the American people or he's lying to them. He didn't lie to the American people. He's lying to them. He's telling them what they want to hear. I mean, look at Musk can't leave his side. But Trump said back in 2022 2022, that if he told Musk to get on his knees and beg, he would. Because they all have this interest in not letting the globalist agenda die. Some people may think to themselves, well, maybe we should negotiate with globalists. No, there's some factions of politics that you should not negotiate with. Because they have they're poor character, and they don't have good intentions. So when you try to negotiate and come to the middle with that, it ends up taking you down a path where all they're thinking about is their agenda. And the reason this is important in regards to the Kennedy stuff is that the American people have been made to believe that the JFK had America's interest at heart, and maybe he did. But I've done several videos the last couple of years about Airlift to America. that was bringing in foreigners, and the Kennedy Foundation was paying for it to send Kenya students to the Ivy League colleges. That was when, not even when he was president, it was when he was a congressman, because the State Department said, no, we're not going to pay for it, or we're not going to do it. And so then the Kenya government went to Kennedy while he was still a congressman. And the Kennedy Foundation paid for the first 2 flights. And it just so happens the second flight they brought in of Kenya students had Barack Obama's dad on it. So this is the reason there were a lot of the black community did not support Kennedy, because they saw that what he was doing was, yeah, you're making it appear like that you support black people because you're bringing in Kenya students here, but he could have really helped black Americans, not black foreigners, black Americans, by using that money to send any of these people in poor neighborhoods or their children to those schools, so that it could help them raise up out of those because oftentimes kids get pulled into the gang in those neighborhoods. So he could, if he really cared about black Americans, he would have done that. Instead, he went above and beyond to pay for 2 flights of Kenya students to come here. That wasn't yeah, you gave them student visas. It wasn't a legit process. So the whole Kennedy thing has to be called into question, in my opinion. Besides, they're the far left liberals. They're globalists. The Kennedys are tied to a lot of the globalists very heavily. Yet what your podcasters will do is praise these people, and because they go beyond to where it's not normal, their praise is it's too much. It kind of tells you exactly what those podcasters are doing. They're meant to ring you in to the new circle of mainstream media, so that you stop questioning anything and you just believe that, no, we need to have unity. No, as the Bible said, you don't want to be unequally yoked. Aligning with globalists is being unequally yoked, because it won't be in your best interest. And America needs to fix her own problems. We have had too many people in the House and in the Congress on both sides of the aisle that they serve every other country, they serve every foreigner, while they watch the American citizens rot. And that goes all the way up to the presidency level, which is why Trump's campaign was about America first, putting Americans first. And that only makes sense. America can be a help in the world, but not while we're spiraling into the dirt. You need to, you need to help your own country first be on strong footing, and you're taking care of the American people in this country and not sending all their money to every other country in the world. That you have to fix your country first, then you can go and help the rest of the world. So there's just a lot of red flags here. All of these people, Glenn Beck, Jeff Bezos, and many others they have their own talking points if you pay attention. But just like the mainstream media has their talking points and they all say the same thing, so do those podcasters, those big ones. And they have made a point of saying that Trump changed after the assassination attempt. No. Jeff Bezos said that Trump's calmer now. He didn't need to change. He's being true to himself. He was before, and it's not that. But they're doing this because Trump is likely, portrayed to them that he's just going to come together with everybody. No, I don't think he is. He doesn't need the Department of Government Efficiency to tell him what needs to be gutted. It's been 8 years. Trump knows what needs to be gutted. But he'll let them go out there, have their little, time in the spotlight, and then he'll do what he's going to do. It won't be like before. These people think that they'll still have their hands on the levers, and they're not going to. Trump already knows what he's going to do, and so it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. But Trump is a lion that they're not going to be able to silence. Not this time around. So he keeps his enemies closer. It doesn't disclose anything by what I'm saying, except that side should be worried because you won't silence Trump.